Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It has been forever. Sorry I've been MIA. My Mac had a bunch of issues, so now we're getting back to the program. So I figured why not start off with a storytime video for the month of October. So I'm gonna tell you a story of my own personal experience with a paranormal activity. I usually ask clients in the month of October to tell me a scary story, like something that they've experienced real, like a phenomenon or some kind of like ghost activity. So this client, let's just say her name's Sally. Sally tells me that her daughter and herself, her daughter is 14 years old, they went down to the Whaley House Museum over in San Diego. It's Old Town San Diego. The Whaley House Museum is like one of the most haunted places in the world. So everyone that's lived there has died mysteriously. So she said they went down to the Whaley House Museum. They encourage you to take tons and tons of photos because you can catch orbs in your pictures, and that's supposed to be like ghost energy or whatever. So anyways, my client and her daughter, they were, roaming the house, and her daughter was upstairs while my client Sally was downstairs asking, the people that work there questions about the house. She says her daughter came running down screaming and says that she saw a lady in the mirror in the children's room. Now, my client's telling her, telling her daughter, like, no, you must have not seen anything. It's probably all in your head. You're just spooking yourself out. The little girl basically did not want to go back in the house. She was just like crying, sobbing. My client Sally told me that this was just so unusual. Her daughter never acts like that. So one of the workers in the museum brought out this it's almost like a photo album, like a book of all the people that have lived there. So she starts showing her the album and asks her, did any of these people in the album look like the person that you saw in the mirror? The little girl pointed her out. It was a woman. And so in that museum, or the house, basically all the mirrors are, because I think it's called Victorian mourning or something like that. So when someone dies, they cover the mirrors with black veils. Because back then they used to believe that ghosts would use mirrors as portals. Basically, in that house, the children's room is the only room that doesn't have a mirror that's covered, or a mirror that's covered with a veil. So this mirror has a crack through it. So automatically that means that portal's closed. The ghost cannot come through. I don't know how true all this is, but this is just what they believed. So, so her daughter claims she saw this lady in the mirror, whatever. So, my client Sally tells her daughter, okay, let's just go home. So they go home. She said her daughter was so weird the whole time home. And she just kept saying she was cold, whatever, blah, blah, blah. She cried. They get home and her daughter asks her mom if she could go through the phone that they were taking pictures with over at the museum, basically to see if she caught any orbs in the, in her pictures. So she's going through the pictures, and then she sees a picture that's a candid of herself. So this 14-year-old sees a candid picture of herself that was taken that same day when they got home in the phone. So she asks her mom is Sally, okay, my client that I'm doing the facial on. 14-year-old says, Mom, did you take this picture of me? Her mom's like, no. This picture is the craziest thing. It gave me chills, and I'll put it in the next slide. If you look at the angle of the picture, it looks like it's someone very short taking a candid picture of my client's daughter. You can see a picture frame, right? And then I guess under that is kind of like a little writing desk kind of thing where they always put their keys when they walk into the house. In the actual painting or whatever's on the wall, you can see clearly a white shadow of a ghost. And it is so clear. This picture was not edited. I asked my client if I could have this picture, and she said, okay, she sent it to me. It is insane. I had chills. When I saw this picture, I said, I'm going to the Whaley House Museum. My client says it was the craziest thing She literally went to Michael's, she said, and bought every crucifix she could find there to put on the wall, because it was freaky, it was scary. 2 days after she told me that story, I talked to my boyfriend into taking me to Whaley House Museum. So we drove out to Old Town San Diego. I get to the museum and feel like this heavy weight. Mind you, the really cool hippie lady that sells you the tickets, she has some kind of like psychic powers or whatever. Anyways, get there, right when I get to the porch, you can feel this like heavy energy, like someone's just putting weights on your shoulders. At least that's what I felt. And I've always been kind of sensitive to paranormal, I guess, you know, type experiences. I'm very good at reading energies, so I could tell energy was like, it was just very heavy. Get into the museum, we're exploring the house, I'm taking millions and millions of pictures. I do actually get a picture of an orb by my boyfriend. That's the only picture out of like 400 and something pictures that I took that has an orb. But while I was in there was this family that was coming in, and the 2 little boys that were with them, they did not want to go in because they were scared. And of course, one of the workers let them know, you know, this isn't a haunted house where they come out and scare you. It's just a museum. You walk around. So the little boy said, okay. Him and his brother come in. Later, you know, they're chasing each other around. Later, that little hippie lady from where we bought the tickets, she comes in, she's like, excuse me, whose son is the boy with the red jacket? And of course the mom automatically goes, oh my God, that's my kid. What did he do? And the lady says, you know, I think an elderly presence is trying to come through to him. Do you know of so-and-so? He's an elderly man, he's this, he has this color hair, but whatever. Anyways, turns out it was the lady, so the mother of the boy, it was her father who recently passed away that was coming through to the young boy in the house. So the mother of this little boy with the red jacket, she's just bawling, you know, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and me like wanting to know everything. I'm trying to follow them, but they go into a room. So whatever. Anyways, then after that, you know, I just got a kick out of everything. It was just so cool. It was freaky. I mean, not scary like a when you go to Queen Mary, mind you, I just got back from there, but it's not scary like a haunted house where monsters come out and scare you. It's like scary like there's spirits. There's definitely something that lives there. So basically we go home, like a week passes by, and my closet door opens on its own. And when I'm saying open, I mean doorknob turns, the closet door opens. I have a walk-in closet. And I was freaking out, okay? So I asked, you know, my dad, I'm like, Dad, my closet. Sorry guys, I ran out of memory on my card. Okay, so, where was I? Okay, so I'm at home, right? We got back from Whaley House Museum. This is, I don't know, a week or two after. And I'm laying down, going to sleep. And the closet door, I have a walk-in closet, literally opens. Like, I mean, the knob turns and the door opens. And I have an automatic light, so it's motion censored. Light turns on. I freak out. I go under the covers. I'm like, oh my God. You know, I'm like, what the heck's going on? I tell my dad about the situation. I said, Dad, I think there's a ghost in my room. He's like, Raquel, it was probably just the wind. There was probably an open window or something. Mind you, there was no open window, but I'm like, okay, whatever. Then I have a vanity with lights, you know, it's a makeup vanity. And those lights turn on their own. So every night, either the lights on the vanity would turn on, or the closet door would open. And it was kind of freaky, but I thought it was kind of cool also because I didn't feel threatened. So I let my best friend know. My best friend and I work together, so I let her know what was going on, and she's like, try to get it on video. I'm like, I try to, but I never catch it. Like, I can't get my camera out on time. It just happens when I'm going to bed, or sometimes in the morning when I wake up. So, so eventually, you know, I told my mom about it. everyone keeps making fun of me. They're like, Raquel, you're just like imagining things. The whole vanity light, my dad's explanation was that there's probably like a short circuit or something like that. I didn't believe so because you have to literally push the button to get the light on. So whatever. One day my mom was cleaning my room and the vanity actually went on, and she freaked out, walked out, closed the door, and then she came back inside, took a picture, and then texted it to me and said, oh my gosh, your vanity went on. There probably is a ghost in your room. So I thought it was funny, but you know, she was kind of freaked out a little bit. So okay, this is where the scary part happens. So one night I was sleeping. This is about 2 months after this happening, like consistently. So I'm in my bed sleeping late at night, and I'm sleeping on my side, and I feel something curl up behind me, right? But like in my lower back. And then it's like thumping, like dun 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 dun, right? And I'm like, what the heck? And I'm thinking, did someone put Holiday on my bed? Holiday is my little Maltese. She's my baby. And I'm thinking like, did somebody put her on my bed? Because I feel her in my back. Sometimes she does that. And I'm telling her to stop itching because I thought she was scratching, you know? And I'm thinking like, she probably has fleas, and we put her on the bed. So anyways, I'm telling her, Holly, stop. And then it's like dun 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 dun, and I feel it tight like in my lower back. I'm like, Holly, stop it. So I was gonna turn around because I told her, do you want to get spanked? And usually she'll stop because that scares her, and she kept doing, well, that kept happening. So I was gonna turn to just like push her out from behind my lower back, and then all of a sudden I couldn't move. I was literally frozen. I felt like someone was pushing down, like right here on whatever this is, like whatever the guy's Adam's apple is supposed to be. It felt like someone was pushing this down and down on my chest. It just like tons and tons of weight just pushing down, and like I was sinking into my bed and I couldn't breathe. And then I see the curtains, these curtains behind me, they're like literally blowing, right? And in my head, I started saying the Our Father, which is a prayer that Catholics say. And I'm Catholic, and so I tried saying it, but I forgot the words. And then I just didn't know what to say, and all I said was, God, make this stop. But in my head, because I couldn't scream, I couldn't say anything, and all of a sudden it released me, and these stopped blowing, these curtains stopped blowing, and I got up and ran out screaming. I get my dad, like, Dad, something held me down. I was hysterical. He came in, he checked under the bed, he checked everywhere. And he's like, there's nothing here. You were probably just dreaming. I said, no, I was awake. I saw this. I saw the curtains moving. Like, I was awake. I did not sleep in my room. I was freaked out. And after that, I wanted my dog in the bed because, you know, animals supposedly see spirits or whatever. So he checked the window. I'm like, Dad, check the window. Like, the curtains were blowing. Window was closed. So how are the curtains blowing? I don't know. But after that night, I stopped experiencing all this crazy crap. Like, the closet door stopped opening, the vanity stopped turning on. Like, I mean, thank God I haven't been like held down in my bed anymore, but that was the scariest experience I ever had. And that was enough for me to be like, wow, ghosts are for real. Like, yeah, I saw that picture that my client showed me from, you know, the cell phone, but this is like for real. So that was scary. So that was my scary story. And then I have some cool books also that to get in the mood for Halloween. I got this one. It's called Queen Mary Ghosts, and they have cool interviews in here of people that have experienced ghosts in the Queen Mary. Just, you know, things that have happened, like flying plates and crazy stuff like that. And then this is a cool one that one of my facial patients let me borrow. It's called Spirits of New Orleans, Voodoo Curses, Vampire Legends, and Cities of the Dead. This book I want to read because it talks to you about basically like ghost tours, and there's a lady that explains her experiences. I think she's a medium, but I do want to go to New Orleans one day and do the ghost tours, and I want to stay in an old vintage looking plantation home, like very like Skeleton Key, if you've ever seen that movie. I don't know, maybe I might be too old. So this was my little spooky time, scary time story video before I go to bed. So I'm gonna go to bed. You know, if you guys have any awesome stories, please make a video or tell me about them in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. I'm totally into this kind of stuff. So I hope you liked my story, and you guys have a great night. or day if you're watching this. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.